Fill in the blank to correctly complete the sentence below. If f of x equals x cubed, then f inverse of x is equal to, which is what we're going to solve for. Okay, now for a one-to-one function f defined by an equation y equals f of x, we want to find the defining equation of the inverse as follows. Now, if necessary, we need to replace f of x with y first, and then any restrictions on x and y should be considered. So here is the given function. We have f of x, which is equal to x cubed. So the first thing we need to do is replace f of x with y first, as stated in the instructions. So we know that y is equal to x cubed. Okay, now in step number 1, it tells us that we need to interchange x and y. So now y is going to become x, and then the x on the right side is going to become a y. Okay, now we're going to solve for y. Now, if we want to solve for y, that means we need to take the cube root of both sides. So we're going to take the cube root of x, and that's going to equal the cube root of y to the third power. Okay, so now if we take the cube root of x, the cube root of x is equal to x. Cube root of x is equal to cube root of x. And over here, the cube root of y cubed, meaning what do you have to cube to get y cubed? The answer is y. Okay, so now we can reverse this statement and write this as y, which is equal to the cube root of x. And therefore, in step number 3, you can see that we need to replace y with f inverse of x. So now this becomes f inverse of x, which is equal to the cube root of x. So therefore, we get the cube root of x, which represents the inverse. So let's go ahead and put that answer into our result. So over here, we're going to select that. We're going to put the cube root here, put the value of x there, and then check our answer. And then there's our result. Now let's check this on Desmos. Okay, so we're going to graph both of these functions. We're going to graph x cubed. So we have x cubed. And then we want to graph the cube root of x, which doesn't allow us to put that there. So what we can do is the cube root of x is the same thing as saying x to the exponent of 1 divided by 3. And so you can see here that when you graph this, you can see that they are inverses of each other. And therefore, this represents an inverse function.